The transfer market is heating up again, and the drama is unfolding faster than ever. Barcelona are preparing an official bid for Mason Greenwood as the Catalan giants look to sharpen their attack ahead of a crucial phase in their rebuild. Juventus, meanwhile, are standing at a crossroads with Igor Tudor on the verge of dismissal, and the board already setting their sights on a high-profile replacement. And perhaps the biggest bombshell of all, Robert Lewandowski has reportedly said yes to a Premier League return, a story that could rewrite the script of his incredible career. These are not just transfer rumors. They're the opening lines of a footballing saga that could reshape Europe's biggest clubs. Juventus are the first to take center stage. The air in Turin is thick with tension after yet another devastating loss, this time to Real Madrid. Igor Tudor, the man tasked with restoring Juve's dominance, now finds himself clinging to his job by the thinnest of threads. According to Fabrizio Romano, the Croatian boss has just one game left to prove his worth. Fail again, and the managerial hot seat will be vacant, an irresistible opportunity for the biggest names in Italian football. Reports in Italy suggest that Raffaele Palladino, Luciano Spalletti, and Roberto Mancini are all in the frame. Mancini's vast Serie A experience gives him an edge. He knows the terrain, the politics, the pressure. Spalletti, fresh from his success at Napoli, offers a system-driven approach that brings consistency and control. And then there's Palladino, the youthful tactician whose energy and modern methods make him a wildcard contender. But one thing is clear: Juventus are tired of waiting. The fans are losing patience, the board is losing faith, and the team's football is losing direction. Since their last league title in 2020, Juve have been trapped in limbo, neither collapsing completely nor truly rising again. Once a club synonymous with dominance, they now feel like a shadow of their former selves, overrun by tactical confusion and lethargic performances. The dressing room, insiders say, feels restless, and if Tudor's next game doesn't deliver results, Juventus could very well trigger another managerial reset in their desperate search for identity. Meanwhile, across the Mediterranean, Robert Lewandowski's future has become one of the most talked about mysteries in Europe. The Polish legend, once the unstoppable force behind Bayern Munich's machine, may soon find himself packing for a new adventure, this time back in England. According to the Daily Star, Manchester United are exploring a move to bring Lewandowski to Old Trafford when his Barcelona contract expires at the end of the season. It would be a move more than 10 years in the making. Back when Sir Alex Ferguson was still in charge, Lewandowski had agreed in principle to join United from Borussia Dortmund, only for the deal to collapse at the last moment. Now, with the twilight of his career approaching, fate might just be giving both sides a second chance. At 37, Lewandowski's fire still burns bright, but Barcelona's trust seems to be fading. Hansi Flick's high-energy system demands forwards who press relentlessly and attack with constant intensity. And while Lewandowski remains clinical, his numbers, 4 goals in 9 matches, don't quite reflect the superhuman levels that once defined him. Barca have an option to extend his contract by a year, but internally, doubts are growing. The club wants a younger, faster, more dynamic front line that fits Flick's vision. And that's why the door is slowly creaking open for an exit. For Manchester United, the appeal is clear. They get an elite finisher without a massive transfer fee, a proven winner who could mentor their young attackers. But the question is whether Lewandowski's body can withstand the brutal pace of the Premier League, especially under a manager like Ruben Amorim, who also emphasizes pressing and physical endurance. On paper, it's a gamble. Yet in football, emotion often trumps logic. The romantic narrative of Lewandowski finally wearing the United shirt after all these years could prove too powerful to resist. Whether it becomes reality or remains just another chapter in the what-if history books, time will tell. Another name linked with Old Trafford is that of Angelo Stiller, the Stuttgart midfielder quietly rising through the Bundesliga ranks. At 24, Stiller has become the heartbeat of a resurgent Stuttgart side, contributing 5 goal involvements in 11 matches while anchoring the midfield with composure and vision. Manchester United and Real Madrid are both watching closely, with sources confirming that he's on both clubs' shortlists. His release clause stands at $40 million, but the situation is complicated. Stuttgart have the option to buy his rights from Hoffenheim for just $2 million and then resell him for a much higher price. A transfer chess match is already unfolding behind the scenes, with clubs maneuvering to get the best deal possible. For United, Stiller could be the perfect replacement for Casemiro, whose own future has become uncertain. With whispers of Saudi offers growing louder and his wages among the highest at the club, Casemiro's days in England may be numbered. Stiller's tactical intelligence and balanced style, defensively solid yet capable of breaking lines, fit perfectly into Amorim's system. For Real Madrid, though, the story feels more symbolic. Xabi Alonso, now in charge at the Bernabeu, is shaping his squad in his own image, and a technically gifted holding midfielder like Stiller fits that mold beautifully. Whether he ends up in Manchester or Madrid, the next step in his journey seems inevitable. Back in England, another player facing a crossroads is Harry Maguire. Once the scapegoat for all of Manchester United's defensive woes, the former captain has quietly rebuilt his reputation. After a string of strong performances, particularly in the win at Anfield, Maguire hinted that his time at Old Trafford could be nearing its end. "It's my final contract year," he told the BBC, "so it was maybe the last time I played at Anfield for Manchester United." It was a carefully worded statement, but the message was unmistakable. Maguire knows his future is uncertain, yet unlike before, he's leaving the door open for both possibilities. According to TalkSport, he's willing to take a pay cut to stay, dropping from his $190,000 per week salary to remain part of Amorim's plans. The club, for their part, are open to extending his contract by a year, mainly to protect his market value. For the first time in years, Maguire has earned back respect in the dressing room. He's playing better, leading quietly and avoiding drama. The redemption arc, once unthinkable, might just have a happy ending. And then, there's the story that set social media ablaze: Mason Greenwood. The English forward's revival at Marseille has been nothing short of spectacular. 22 goals last season and an electric start to this one, with 7 goals and 4 assists in just 10 games. But now, the winds of change are blowing again. According to Turkish journalist Ekrem Konur, 3 clubs are in the race for his signature. Tottenham, West Ham, and Barcelona. Tottenham see Greenwood as the perfect challenger for Dominic Solanke, a versatile forward who can score from anywhere. West Ham, struggling to convert their chances, view him as a complete solution, a goal scorer and creator rolled into one. But the biggest move of all could come from Catalonia. Barcelona have been quietly scouting him for months, and now they're ready to make it official. For Hansi Flick, Greenwood isn't just another target, he's the missing puzzle piece. A dynamic forward with precision, creativity, and an edge in one-on-one situations, the kind of player who could transform Barcelona's attack overnight. A Barca scout was reportedly seen watching Greenwood live earlier this season, and the club's technical team has since pushed his name to the top of their list. With his market value around $40 million, the transfer is realistic, and Barcelona are willing to pay it. For Greenwood, it's the ultimate comeback story. From controversy to redemption, from rebuilding in France to potentially lighting up Camp Nou, it's the kind of arc that defines football's unpredictable beauty. Marseille, of course, will fight to keep him, but when Barcelona comes calling, few players can resist. As these transfer stories collide, one thing becomes clear: the game never stops evolving. Managers rise and fall, legends chase one last spark of glory, and forgotten talents find their way back into the spotlight. It's a cycle of hope, risk, and redemption that makes football the greatest drama on earth. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Should Barcelona really take the gamble on Mason Greenwood? Can Lewandowski still cut it in the Premier League at 37? And will Juventus finally make the change they've been avoiding for years? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've enjoyed diving into the twists and turns of today's football headlines, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and turn on notifications, because this transfer season is just getting started. And the next twist might be the biggest one yet.